The call came at dawn. Entertainment journalists across Seoul woke up to the same mysterious notification from two major agencies, BH Entertainment and Man of Creation. The message was brief, almost cryptic. Emergency joint announcement. Press conference at 10 a.m. The Shilla Seoul Hotel, Emerald Hall. No details. No hints. Just that. By the time the sun climbed over Mount Namsan, reporters were already gathered at the entrance of the hotel. Cameras hanging like weapons of war. Something big was coming, something that would make headlines across Asia before noon. And when the elevator doors finally opened, revealing Go-eun and Seo Kang-joon walking side by side, hand in hand, the world seemed to stop breathing. She wore a pale ivory suit, elegant and calm. Her hair softly tied behind her ears. He was in a dark charcoal jacket with no tie. Simple but composed. Their steps were perfectly in sync. Like two people who had rehearsed this moment 1,000 times but still trembled inside. Dozens of camera flashes exploded like fireworks. The atmosphere inside the ballroom of the Shilla Seoul was electric, reporters pushing forward. Whispers growing louder. For a few seconds, neither of them spoke. Go-eun looked around the room, took a small breath, and smiled. Then she said the words that changed everything. Yes, we are getting married at the end of this year. A wave of shock rippled through the room. Some gasped. Others screamed. Within seconds, the news hit Naver, Dawn, and Twitter. Tags Go-eun wedding and Seo Kang-joon trended worldwide before the press conference even ended. It wasn't just another celebrity announcement, it was the collision of two universes. She, the woman who captured hearts through Goblin and Little Women. He, the man whose quiet intensity in Are You Human Too made millions fall in love with his eyes alone. Together, they were the pairing that fans had dreamed of but never believed would happen in real life. As they took their seats at the front table, with the logos of both agencies behind them, the world finally found its voice. Questions flew like bullets. When did you start dating? How long have you been together? Why now? Go-eun's voice trembled slightly as she answered. We've known each other for years. And through every project, every moment, the friendship grew into something we could no longer hide. Wanted to tell you this ourselves. Before anyone else did. Seo Kang-joon nodded quietly beside her. His hand resting over hers on the table, a gesture small but unmissable. The cameras caught it instantly. And the image would later appear on the front page of every entertainment magazine in Korea, Japan, and China. At the back of the room, both families sat side by side. Go-eun's parents, visibly emotional, tried to hide their tears. Seo Kang-joon's father nodded respectfully toward the journalists, while his mother clasped her hands as if in silent prayer. It was rare, unheard of, even, for Korean celebrity families to appear together at such an event. That alone sent a message. This wasn't a PR stunt. It was real. As the press continued to question, snippets of their love story began to unfold. A producer from Cheese in the Trap whispered to a reporter. They were inseparable back then. But so professional that no one suspected anything. A stylist, sitting near the exit, murmured. We always thought something was there. The way he looked at her, it wasn't acting. Carpet revealed has since confirmed that the two stars began dating quietly 3 years ago, after reuniting at a private fashion event hosted by Chanel Korea. From that night, sources say, their connection deepened. They were seen together in Japan, at a small cafe in Shibuya, later, in Jeju, where Seo Kang-joon was reportedly filming a CF but stayed an extra week. Back then, both agencies denied everything. They are just close colleagues, BH Entertainment said in a statement dated May 2022. Yet fans weren't convinced. And detectives noticed matching bracelets, identical Polaroid frames, even similar captions posted within hours of each other. Some sunsets are meant to be shared. Inside the Shilla Seoul that morning, it finally made sense. The energy in the room softened as the couple began to tell their story, not in a dramatic or boastful way, but with sincerity. Seo Kang-joon spoke with his usual calm voice. She saw me not as an actor, but as a person. I could be quiet around her and still be understood. Go-eun smiled through tears. He is my calm in a stormy world. For a brief moment, the chaos of the press seemed to fade, replaced by a rare silence, a collective realization that this wasn't just entertainment gossip. It was something pure. Then came the surprise. An agency representative stepped up to the podium. adjusting the microphone. We would also like to share, he said carefully, that both families have given their full blessing. The wedding will take place at a private venue in Busan on December 28, attended by close relatives and friends. Reporters erupted again. Busan, the same city where Kim Go-eun filmed Tune In for Love, the movie that had first sparked rumors about her ideal type, a man who understands silence. The symbolism was too perfect. The representative continued. It will be a small ceremony, but filled with sincerity. We ask for your respect for their privacy. Still, privacy was a fragile concept now. The moment they walked out of that ballroom, every step would be analyzed, every smile dissected. Already, television crews were gathering outside the Sheila's marble lobby. The couple paused briefly before the cameras one last time. Seo Kang-joon, ever the gentleman, bowed. Thank you for supporting us, he said softly. We'll do our best to live with love and gratitude. Kim Go-eun added, we are nervous, but happy. Thank you for understanding. As they turned to leave, a single reporter shouted, when did you fall in love? Go-eun looked back, her eyes glistening. When he stopped being someone I admired, she said, and became someone I couldn't be without. The room fell silent again. Outside, the cold wind of Seoul's early autumn brushed against the hotel's courtyard. Fans waiting near the entrance cheered and cried as the couple emerged hand in hand. Someone shouted, we love you, and Go-eun waved, smile trembling under tears. Within hours, the announcement became the #1 trending topic in Asia. International outlets picked up the story, CNN Entertainment, Nikkei Sports, Sina Weibo, all echoing the same headline, from on-screen chemistry to real-life vows. But even as congratulations flooded in, remained. How had they kept it secret for so long? What made them choose now? After years of silence? And perhaps most intriguingly, why had both families decided to appear publicly? When Korean celebrity culture so often guards private lives with steel walls. Red Carpet revealed has learned that the couple's parents first met 2 months earlier at a quiet restaurant in Hanam-dong. According to a source close to the family, that dinner changed everything. They talked for hours, the source said. By the end of the night, they knew this wasn't just another romance. It was family. In the days leading up to the press conference, preparations were made in utmost secrecy. Only 7 people knew the full plan. Invitations to the media went out just 12 hours before the event. Security at the Sheila Seoul was handled by a private team known for managing high-profile weddings. Even hotel staff were kept in the dark until the morning itself. Go-eun and Seo Kang-joon finally stepped onto that stage. They weren't just announcing a wedding. They were claiming ownership of their own narrative. In an industry that often writes love stories for its stars, and punishes them for living their own. As the ballroom emptied and journalists rushed to send their breaking stories, the couple remained seated for a few quiet moments. And still intertwined. A staff member who witnessed it told Red Carpet revealed later, they didn't speak. They just looked at each other and smiled. Felt like they had waited years for that silence. Outside, fans continued to gather, holding banners and flowers. One banner read, from real to real, our hearts are yours. By evening, Seoul's skyline was lit with the glow of the breaking news. The image of the couple's joined hands circulated endlessly online, proof that sometimes the most private love survive the loudest worlds. As Red Carpet revealed learned later that night, there was still one detail the couple hadn't shared publicly. A piece of information that could change the tone of the entire story, something connected not to the announcement, but to how it all began. And that revelation was coming next. It had only been 24 hours since the press conference at the Sheila Seoul. Yet Seoul's skyline still hummed with their names. Words changed. Social media trends refused to fade. Major networks replayed the moment over and over, the way she said yes, we are getting married. But beyond the glitter and the headlines, there was another story that never made it into the official statements. One that existed in quiet whispers and unfiltered emotion. This is the untold story, how their love survived fame. How a single letter changed everything. And what really awaits them at their year-end ceremony in Busan. They first met years ago. Before either of them imagined standing side by side before flashing cameras. It was during a script reading for a short drama project that was never even aired. She was already known for her intensity, he was still trying to prove he was more than just another pretty face. During breaks, she would hum quietly, lost in thought. He would sketch doodles in the margins of his script. They were both introverts orbiting the same silence. When fate brought them back together for a commercial shoot in 2020, something clicked. This time, they weren't just co-workers, they were kindred spirits, both exhausted by the pressure of stardom. That day, while filming a fragrance ad in Jeju, a sudden rainstorm forced the crew to stop shooting. They sought shelter in a small cafe near Hamdeok Beach, laughing over the smell of wet sand and burnt coffee. Teased him for being too serious, he teased her for being too guarded. By the time the rain stopped, the walls around them had already begun to crumble. The proposal came 3 years later, at the very same island where they had met. According to sources close to both families, Seo Kang-joon had been planning it for months. He had rented a private villa overlooking the sea in Siagwipo, inviting only their closest staff under the pretense of a photo shoot. That evening, under the dim light of lanterns, he played a short video he had edited himself, clips of their shared moments through the years, laughter on set, hidden smiles behind masks. Those from their secret travels to Paris, Fukuoka, and Da Nang. At the end of the montage, the words appeared on the screen, "You were never my co-star. You were my beginning." He knelt down, holding a small velvet box. The ring was simple but breathtaking, an oval diamond wrapped in 2 intertwined bands of gold. Engraved inside with the words "For our quiet forever." Go-eun froze. Then she laughed through tears. "You're terrible at keeping secrets," she said. Lied, "Only the ones I don't want to keep anymore." No photographers, no makeup artists, no publicists. Just the sound of waves and a single piano piece playing softly from a speaker. Later that night, they wrote each other letters they still keep sealed, promising to open them on their wedding night. Morning, before they left Jeju, they visited a local temple known for its wish stones. Each carved their initials on a small white pebble and placed it together on the altar. "So that if the world ever turns against us," Seo said, "they'll still be standing here, side by side." Pebble, according to temple staff, remains there to this day. When the public announcement broke weeks later, the reactions were seismic. Some fans cheered, others refused to believe it. On social media, hashtags like Kang-joon wedding and dream couple dominated global trends. International fans designed fan art depicting the couple in wedding hanbok, others edited fake wedding invitations with lines from their dramas. Still, not everyone was kind. Two anonymous accounts accused them of timing the wedding to promote upcoming projects. Some tabloids claimed the relationship had been a calculated PR move. But those who knew them dismissed it instantly. "If you've ever seen them together," one stylist told Red Carpet revealed, "you know it's real. Talk without talking. They can communicate with one glance." Even colleagues began sharing their stories. A cinematographer from Little Women revealed that during filming, Seo Kang-joon once visited the set quietly with coffee for the crew. He didn't go near the cameras. He just stood in the corner, watching her perform, smiling. "The look of someone in awe," the crew member said. As the wedding date approached, more details began to emerge, some confirmed, others speculative. The ceremony, sources confirmed, take place at the Signal Busan, the luxury hotel that overlooks Undi Beach, on December 28. The venue, known for hosting diplomatic banquets and royal events, was reportedly chosen by Seo Kang-joon himself. He wanted the ocean, a close friend explained. He said the waves reminded him of the way she breathes when she laughs. The theme will be eternal white, representing purity and continuity. Invitations, designed by French calligrapher Marie Gauthier, are said to feature hand-pressed flower petals from Jeju. As for the guest list, it reads like a who's who of the Korean entertainment world. Actors Lee Dong-wook and Park Seo-joon are reportedly groomsmen. Ma Lee-yu and Yoo Moon-ji will perform at the ceremony. Actor Kim Eun-suk, who worked with Kim Go-eun on Goblin, has been asked to give a short speech. Rumor has it that she plans to read a line from her own script, "In every universe, I would find you." The dress, insiders reveal, will be designed by Valentino Couture. Customized in soft ivory silk with hand-embroidered magnolia flowers, Go-eun's favorite. Meanwhile, Seo Kang-joon will wear a classic Tom Ford tuxedo, chosen for its understated elegance. Couples agencies have confirmed that the ceremony will be private, with fewer than 100 guests. But fans are already planning nationwide celebration streams on the wedding day, displaying their photos on LED screens in Seoul, Tokyo, Bangkok, and Taipei. Still, amid all the joy, a quieter story has unfolded, one that reveals just how fragile celebrity love can be. A source close to Kim Go-eun shared with Red Carpet revealed that during the height of her fame, she nearly ended the relationship once. Was overwhelmed, the source said. Between filming schedules, international endorsements, and pressure from fans, she thought she was being unfair to him. But Seo Kang-joon didn't walk away. Instead, he wrote her a letter. It wasn't dramatic, just honest. I don't need all your time, Go-eun. Only need the moments when you remember to breathe. That letter, she has said privately, changed everything. Their love survived the chaos because it was built not on spectacle, but on stillness. In recent interviews, colleagues have remarked on how grounded the two seem. Face of immense attention. They're not performing, a director said. They're just two people who refuse to let fame dictate who they are. After the announcement, stars withdrew from public appearances for a short while. They were seen in the quiet streets of Jeonju, a friend's restaurant, wearing masks and simple clothes. No stylists, no bodyguards, just two people enjoying anonymity before the storm of wedding preparations. But perhaps the most intriguing moment in their journey was the joint family meeting that preceded the announcement. Red Carpet revealed can now confirm that on August 18, both families gathered at a private Hanok-style restaurant in Hanam-dong called Sawa. The atmosphere was warm but serious. Hanjeong-sik and plum wine. They discussed not just the marriage, but their children's shared values, privacy, empathy, a desire for a life away from constant headlines. Go-eun's father reportedly said, "We are entrusting her not to a celebrity, but to a son." Seo Kang-joon's mother replied softly, "And we are welcoming a daughter." By the end of the dinner, both families had agreed, the world could wait. Didn't need to hide anymore. Now, as December draws near, preparations are in full swing. Photographers have been selected under strict confidentiality. Invitations have been printed on eco-friendly paper. Wedding will feature a live orchestra performing rearranged versions of their favorite hosts, including Beautiful from Dublin and You Are My Everything from Descendants of the Sun. Even rumors that Seo Kang-joon has written a song himself, a piano ballad titled When Silence Speaks, which he plans to perform privately at the reception, just for her. A staff member from his agency described his demeanor recently. "He's nervous but glowing. You can tell this isn't just an event, it's the moment he's been building toward." Still, one mystery lingers, the secret hinted at during the end of the press conference. For weeks, fans have speculated wildly, is there a hidden project? A joint film? A pregnancy? Or something more poetic? According to exclusive information obtained by Red Carpet revealed, truth is simpler, and infinitely more touching. The morning of their press conference at the Shilla Seoul, Yoon handed Seo Kang-joon a small, sealed envelope. Inside, he had placed a wish stone from Jeju, the one they carved their initials on years ago. On the back, she had written a single line, "Wherever life takes us, let's return it here someday, when we've grown old enough to laugh at how young we once were." He didn't open it until that night. And when he did, he reportedly cried. It wasn't about scandal or shock. About a promise, the quiet, enduring kind that doesn't need to be shouted to be real. Today, fans call them the silent flame couple, a paradox that somehow fits perfectly. Their love burns bright but without noise. As the year edges toward its end, the world waits for December 28th, when the couple will stand once more under the soft winter light of Busan, surrounded by family, friends, sound of the sea. No camera flash will ever truly capture that moment. But for once, it doesn't need to. Because this isn't a story written by the media or sculpted by agencies, it's a love story that finally got to write itself. "We didn't want a perfect love story," Go-eun said in her final interview before the wedding. "Just wanted a real one." And perhaps that's why this story resonates so deeply, not because it's glamorous, but because it's human. In an industry obsessed with illusion, Go-eun and Seo Kang-joon shows truth. And that, in itself, is the most beautiful kind of rebellion.